What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, January 12th, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm once again going live. I'm making a habit of this on a daily basis. And someone actually asked me the other day on Twitter, they're like, why are you doing YouTube? You don't make any money on it. I was like, it's fun. I like it. I don't know. I like to hear myself talk. I'm going to be talking to myself. I might as well be talking to you guys. What a difference a day makes, right? Yesterday, we were riding the pain train. Bitcoin was down 750,000% and everyone was screaming doom. We were all broke, had lost collectively billions of dollars. We were no longer thousandaires and life was bad. And then Bitcoin bounced a little bit and now here we are. But I'm not so sure it's over yet. I don't know. Not ready to call that. But it's nice to see at least things chilled and bouncing a little bit. You can see here on Coin Market Cap that there's some green, look at that. Green. You got to be kidding me. BSV is still red. Not Satoshi's vision. That's Bitcoin. If Satoshi was blind, be his vision. Basically everything else is up except for BSV, which somebody told me to buy in my DMs yesterday or have fun staying poor. I read some DMs yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that video on Twitter. It was like the 10th time I've done that. I can't really go into my DMs anymore the same way that I used to be able to because when people respond to your fleets, it goes into your DMs. So like basically my entire DMs now is like 700 fire emojis where people like see a fleet and they're like, fire. And then you just can't even like read your DMs or find anything. I thought about closing them, but they're way too entertaining. And there are a few people in there that legitimately need help that I, interact with. But yeah, I love reading those DMs. I also get people always asking me, they're like, why do you bother? Why do you take the time to focus on that negativity? Well, first reason is it's fucking hilarious. And I'm not a sensitive snowflake. So I read them and I think they're funny. The same way you guys think my DMs are funny, you should take the same approach if someone said something mean to you. It's the same meaningless comment from a random stranger on the internet. So who cares what they have to say? Just take it as the humor that it is and laugh it off. And the second reason is because I just want to show people that it's, you don't have to care about all the crap that people say about you. It doesn't matter, especially when it's a random stranger on the internet. So yeah, you guys got a lot of comments happening over here, commenting on comments. So yeah, let's go first to Bitcoin, see what happened. All right. So we were like here yesterday when we were talking and it was like murder, death, kill. Everybody was ready to jump off a bridge. I had bought and lost cars, houses, and rare Picasso paintings. And rich again. So that's tight. Yeah, someone said Scott Snowflake, he's an ice chip. I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but a guy emailed me today, a longtime newsletter subscriber, and he said he was unsubscribing from the newsletter, which is written. You read it. I'm not there because I chew on my ice too much on my YouTube live streams, and my chewing on ice is indicative of the fact that I don't, he said, GAF, which means give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about people. When you chew on ice. And now you'll see I'm self-conscious and I've let the ice melt in my drink. Because I would hate to lose $15 more from that person. Who will now be not getting all of this free and glorious alpha. Yeah, we chew on ice. People, you chew on ice. Who cares? So anyways, this is what we were looking at. And then you might notice right when price came up to here, I posted on Twitter that you often get on a drop. This is a fib of this drop. These are the fib levels. You almost always get a 50% retracement, not a fib level, just a 50% retracement. Usually the standing buy orders or people FOMOing in cause you to get to 50%. That happened immediately here. And you can see that that's right where it was rejected. Actually, maybe that was on this one. Sorry, from the bottom. So it was right here, right? And then I went to sleep and then went up a little more, almost to the golden pocket, which would be between 61 and 65%. Both of these, I'm not saying I wouldn't have taken the trade, but if you believe price is continuing down, those are both classic shorts. Golden pocket retrace, 50% retrace. And so then we kind of dumped away this morning and have since bounced. So everybody's looking at this, right? And I was the first to mention it yesterday on the stream. I said it was like price was like here, and I was like, watch, everybody's going to say, ha, head and shoulders, it's coming. First of all, you can't trade a head and shoulders until it breaks the neckline, which would be this red line. It's completely irrelevant. And not only that, it has to break this with volume. But I would love to see Bitcoin troll and like break just below, fake out, and then moon. So that's what I would be looking for, because I really don't think we're going way, way lower, although certainly is possible. Because what do I know? My crystal ball is no better than yours. If I had crystal balls, I would not have had a second child. Type. So anyways, yeah, but I haven't seen anyone mentioning this potential little local inverse head and shoulders, which I think is slightly more compelling. So people have been asking me, what would you look for to take a long? First of all, I haven't been aggressively trading it, but I drew this, right? Not exactly following it, but if we get a slightly lower low on price, so below 31.5 on a 4-hour close, I would probably long this with the fury of the gods, because that's what I do. It's my thing. I did it here. Y'all saw it. I did it here. Y'all saw it. I would do it here. I would go onto Femex, who's in the sponsor. They're sponsored. They do sponsorships. Sponsor me. I would go on there. I would select 10x leverage, and I would put my child in there and go along. No, actually, I wouldn't. I would take a very small position, because at this point, I'm not really trading very aggressively. But that's what I'd be looking for. But also, to that end, we have a low, a high, a higher low. So if you're trying to trade it in, otherwise, you would want to get another high, right? High, low, slightly higher, high, low. So I would say that I'm being more convinced if we break that neckline would symbolize a break of an inverse head and shoulders, and breaking above this high would be another higher high. And that would be a signal to me that this dumping is done. We want to see a close up there, and we'd be heading back up, right? You said leverage trading is the best way to accelerate being poor. That's what Jahanzeb, if I pronounce it right, Hassan said. Yes, I did say that, but I meant for you, not for me, because I'm good at it. I'm not saying you're bad at it, but I'm saying I'm good at it. Yeah. Oh, someone says hit the like button. Yeah, the thummy thing. You got to smash that. If you're a cool YouTuber, you tell people to smash your like button. The cool thing to do when I was a kid was to smash girls. Which is better. Smash the like button. Smash it. So where were we? Yeah. So I would say like making another higher high and heading up, flipping these highs would be a really good sign. But right now, this just kind of, whatever it is, however you draw it, it's consolidation, and it's consolidation after a move down. So you got to be careful. We haven't seen a meaningful volume. Volume has been dropping the entire move, right? You see this? So hard to be convinced of anything. Whatever price is doing when volume starts to rise again, that will be your indication that that's the next move. Just saw my wife appear in the comments. We're not going to talk about smashing. Hi, Emmy. Hi, Emmy. She's in the other room. I was talking about when I was younger. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, like for a break of that and a move above potentially. That's what I would be looking for. Otherwise, I think it's not a bear flag anymore. For me, once you're above this 50% level, you're no longer really worrying about a bear flag. So, maybe come down, make that bullish divergence that I've been looking for, and whatever. Someone said Emmy should stream instead. Someone said, sup, Melkorites. She is invited in anytime. She's like couple walls away in that direction. And I would much rather watch her stream than me. And the reason I'm looking over here is I'm trying to read the comments because I can't keep up with you guys. But yeah, you smush the like button, smush it. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at really on Bitcoin. I don't think there's that much to analyze here. I think there's no reason to be particularly worried at the moment. Although I did just see something really interesting. Let's look at this. If we go into the 1 hour, what does this look like? That is the 1 hour, isn't it? Not as interesting as I thought. Let's go like the 30-minute. If you were looking at this just blank on the 30-minute, you could see something like this maybe. See how that lines up perfect? Do you see that? That's me. It's not Bitcoin. I did that. So you kind of got a flag and a little bull flag, down, up, which is alternating touches. You would expect this to consolidate in the top half and break up. So if you were just looking at this little 30-minute chart, you'd be looking at something like this for the next move. Your flagpole. And based on wherever it breaks out, we'd be targeting the highs again, 42,000. So it's all about your perspective. If you're bullish, probably believe that. If you're bearish, you probably think that's stupid. I will say, though, that one thing I was happy about to see after all that dumping, because as I mentioned yesterday, if you look here on the daily, this was the biggest volume candle we've had since March, right? This is the March 12th dump, and it ain't even close. This is double the next biggest candle. So that was real selling. But if you zoom in to the 4 hour, you'll see that the biggest candle there was actually the buying candle at the bottom. It's a pretty good sign. Pretty good sign. Yeah. So from Hero Labs, that's Hero with an HXRO, and you guys should absolutely be watching every Hero Labs stream. They're amazing. And the CEO of Hero, my friend Dan, is just a legendary. But he said average major pullback on Bitcoin through 2017 was 32%, and there were 7 of them, 7th being the ultimate top. This is the first since all-time high, just saying. Very good point. Very good point. And we talk about this all the time, that even since 10,000, we've been saying, yeah, there should be a 30% retrace while price just, did a 4X. But it's completely normal. Completely normal. As he said, 7 times. It's a lot of times. That's more times than my child has years on Earth. All right. So I haven't really taken a look at Ethereum, but let's look at Ethereum on the Bitcoin pair. Okay. We looked at it very briefly yesterday, but first thing that I would take note of, and this is probably already played out, but this is a pretty, if you're ever looking for a example of a double bottom, break of the neckline. Just to give you an example of how to trade a double bottom, the depth of the pattern. By the way, you cannot call something a double bottom until it's broken the neckline. Otherwise, you're just called an apple bottom. It's not true. So this was the target, right around near the highs, certainly around where it found resistance, which, you would probably draw something like this. Showing up some apple bottom, jeans. Hey, y'all are putting me to sleep. So that's done. That double bottom has hit its target. So let's erase that. Boots with the fur. Florida made my state really proud. So clearly this is the resistance you need to worry about breaking now, right? You can draw this a couple ways. We could say it's sort of a pennant, whatever, but this looks bullish. It would be interesting to see if Bitcoin dropped, if Ethereum on the Bitcoin pair went up, because that looks distinctly possible here. And your target of this would be something like this, right? 44, 479 or 69 or 8. 0.04479 or 69 or 8. Did I hear a niner in there? But to be warned, almost every single time you see a bull pennant, the support breaks and it does something like this, becomes a bull flag, stops a bunch of people out who thought they were breaking support and goes up. So I would just watch for something like that to happen. But Ethereum, that looks good. Looks toit, like a toiga. Let's look at Ethereum USD. This is actually almost a better example of what I was talking about than Bitcoin, because you can see how it stopped right at the 50% here, right? So this looks more kind of bear flaggy, although not really, kind of ascending triangle. Either way, it's some kind of consolidation. Same as the Bitcoin one, but less volume, less excitement buying up Ethereum than Bitcoin there at the bottom. So I would look for the same things. You have this potential little inverse head and shoulders. I can tell you it looks exactly the same, because Ethereum on the USD pair is basically just Bitcoin, right? So you'd have a bottom here, Apple bottom jeans here. And here are your boots with the fur. Right there. That's your neckline. I would trade Ethereum USD over $1,150 and not for a penny less. Single penny less. Hosanna Obi says, Scott, I need your brain for a day. You could not handle my brain for 5 minutes, and nobody should have to. No more coffee. Guess I'll chew on the cup. Just try to see if I can piss anyone up. Someone asked me if I'm charting on a walkie-talkie. Don't know what that means. I never know what you mean. All right, let's look at some altcoins, right? These are the ones I've kind of been charting for the newsletter and following. So, hey, band, I make her dance. Bands make her dance. I can't sing the rest of the song because it wouldn't be child appropriate. And then I have to check that thing on YouTube that says not appropriate for childs. This is easy. We've had all kinds of bullish divergence here that cause a pop. You either take it on a break of the blue line or above this black line, and then you watch it go to here. Actually, this is what it ends up doing most of the time. You enter here, and then it goes here, and then it goes like this. And your hopes and dreams go with it. And also your mortgage. So it goes without saying that if you're going to trade altcoins, use risk management. Use risk management. Charting on a walkie-talkie, filming on a potato. You guys are high. I love you guys, but you're crazy. I love you, but you're crazy. Anyway, reference that movie. I love you, man. You're crazy. I bet some of you know that. Right. So band, that's simple. Just you can play the breakout, but I would trade it above 25662, no niners. Scott has all you guys fooled. He's way better at music than he is at stonks. That is true. That is true. You're crazy. Let's look at EGLD, because I'm a massive homer for this coin. What about altcoins? Everyone keeps on saying alt season is coming, but that hasn't been the case. Here's the secret about alt season. Who cares? You trade what looks good at any given time and move on with your life. I've literally been hearing people afraid of trading alts for years because they haven't seen a quote unquote proper alt season, while coins have done like 10x's and people have made bazillions of dollars. If you find an altcoin that looks good and worth trading, you trade it and then you ride it, and it doesn't need to be alt season. People argue about what alt season is. Doesn't matter. Someone said band is dead. Thank you for that constructive and useful argument. It's helpful. What's your prediction for Ethereum by the end of the year? Please answer. I predict that the price will be between 0 and something higher than it is now. I don't make predictions, especially not 12 months in advance. Making a price prediction for the end of the year is the surest way to make yourself look like a complete and utter dumbass, because you're going to be wrong, right? And I prefer not to look like a dumbass when possible. Injective. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I got a hoodie from them. They sent me a hoodie. It's awesome. Sitting right over there. I was wearing it earlier because I was cold. I really like this setup. I've been sharing it in the newsletter. I think everybody who cared has already seen it, so I don't think I'm giving away any free alpha, but this is clearly broken out. And yesterday we were here, I said retest of the purple line is support, and that's happening. So I think this is going up here. Really simple, right? Twitter is filled with these predictions. Yes, that's because people who are making big predictions want you to look at their YouTube channel. Bitcoin to the moon. They want to sell you something, or they want you to like their tweet so that they get more engagement. So making grand price predictions that people will forget, so there's really no downside, is what you do if you want to get engagement. Yeah, it's just how it works. So don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Those people don't know anything. Nobody can make a prediction about the price because nobody can see the future. I don't know why, we have to guess that. Now, there are like certain indicators and strategies where you can say at some point, I believe price will rise to a certain point. But like being like on December 31st, Bitcoin is going to be $9 million, bro. Mark it. And then you delete your tweet immediately. Seriously, 0 words on EGLD. Did I not do it? Oh, sorry, bro. I forgot. I went on. EGLD, guys, I've been reminded. Yeah. Anything above 29.8 here looks good. You really want to now see a break of this red line. Hey, guys. I know I skipped EGLD. Someone just said dumping. Nothing's dumping. Shut up. Every time someone like yells dumping in the comments, I go check the Bitcoin charts, down like 30 cents. So what I find really interesting about this chart that all of you should learn, because I've seen some, speaking of dumbass takes on similar charts, which is that people will say that this is a cup and handle. A cup and handle is a continuation pattern. Write that down in your little unicorn notebook with your little pink pen that has a little fuzzy troll on the back of it. You cannot have a cup and handle as a bottom. It's not a thing. Do you guys have those trolls that you do this thing with on the back of your pencil, or is that when I was a kid? I'm old. The kid whose dad invented those trolls was a DJ in New York, and he was like my arch rival. And when I was a troll, I used to go troll him. That was the kid in the world that I trolled all the time. Being honest. And now I'm a better person. But he was really rich and his dad invented the troll doll. Great story, bro. So this is not a cup and handle. This is a rounding bottom. And it's a perfect rounding bottom. Well, what's the difference? Well, one is a bottom and one is a continuation pattern, but a rounding bottom does not handle, right? And your handle, if it was a cup and handle, would have been here. So it would have consolidated like this. And it's not, again, this is if this was in an uptrend, but you would have had it like this. This is where your handle would have been. The cup would have been right here at the highs. Rounding bottom just continues up in moons, skips the handle. That's what we had here, right? So now we have some consolidation. We've flipped every meaningful level. Flipping this level should continue up with a break of this red line. Also, these guys are on another level, man. I've never seen a team like this, a project like this. They're just someone you want to believe in. I just want someone to make me believe something. Guys, don't skip Injective. Okay, Polka Starter, because I just love this project and I have so many of these coins. You can only do this against Ethereum, wrapped Ethereum on Uniswap. So it looks quite different and kind of better on the USDT pair. But I'm just looking at this for the first time in a while. This is the kind of, that's not exact, but I would be looking for something like this and to move up. But this clearly broke resistance and is moving. And like every day they launch something else on Polka Starter that does like a million X, and I miss it and want to FOMO. No, I don't. It's not true. I don't FOMO into anything. I am the anti-FOMO, right? So I would say that this is a good support line. Maybe this comes down into here, heads up. But yeah, looks pretty good. So Polka starter, pretty sweet. I don't know, guys. I pulled up random charts. I didn't know if anyone would look at them, or any of them would specifically be looking good or bad. I do know that I love Sushi, which is next on the agenda. And I'm look at the USD because this is where we were trading it. So if you were in the newsletter, we were buying it right around here, $1.90, just under $2 when it was flipping this zone. And then I said, if you missed that, I drew this. And here we go. So it's done over a 2x, 2.5x. I'm still holding it. And people were like, what about this wick? You got stopped out, bro. I did it. And you want to know why? Because I trade Sushi on Uniswap, because Binance is not a thing for me, because I live in America, land of the free, home of the, you're not allowed to do anything fucking fun, including decide how to spend your own money. So my stop losses on Uniswap are 0. I size my positions according to that. I've said this a bazillion times. Since you can't have a stop loss there, you need to take a much smaller position and be ready to go to 0. And I mean, it happened really fast. I wasn't watching. It's not like I was going to manually close it, because like my California roll was dying, or whatever the sushi you happen to like. I'm partial to fatty tuna, which would be a kind of a cool name for like a band or a DJ Fatty Tuna. Let's go into like the 4-hour here, because looks like this might be starting to try some kind of breakout or something. Not really, but something like this would be a nice little signal. But it more looks like it's just kind of ranging. But yeah, I like Sushi. Both the food and the coin, which is funny because I mocked this coin relentlessly when it was like dumping, and the internet was talking about the chef and his coins and Sam Bankman-Fried and Sushi, and they were buying Sushi and they were selling Sushi. And I was like, who trades something called Sushi? Here I am, Sushi, right? DJ Large Salad. That's a pretty good name. Big Salad. If you like Seinfeld, it would be DJ Big Salad. Yes, someone said anti-FOMO. I love you, buddy. I don't FOMO into anything except for fun activities with friends. And on the Bitcoin pair, you listen, like the alts have been like getting just crushed in general. And this thing has just been like sideways for like 2 months. And it's finally starting to break out. So Sushi, guys. I keep getting texts from my wife. I don't know why. She knows I'm live streaming, texting me for, hey, Emmy, come in the room if you want to say something. Don't start none, won't be none. UTK. Well, guys, I accidentally, I don't know. This was like right here about an hour ago, and I tweeted it. It went up. Yeah. Yeah. And, bounced perfectly off the support, and now it's breaking out. So if you see this candle close up here on the 4-hour, then you start to look for an entry, either a retest of this line or something like this, I would say, right? Clear support, pull that back even further if you so desire. Somebody called my wife beautiful. I got a text from Emmy that said that I was calling her out in a live stream for texting me during a live stream. Yeah, they're always watching. You are ignoring Litecoin. Yes, Litecoin. Litecoin once slept with my girlfriend. I don't like him anymore. I'm not ignoring Litecoin. I just don't care. There's 7 million coins. I think there's actually 7 million coins now on CoinMarketCap, and I'm just going to chart the ones that I look at. Your wife must be very hot for a hot man like you. Guys, stop. So yeah, if I was going to trade this, I would do something like this. And, if you're really greedy, maybe it goes like this, right? Easy. But I love Utrust. I interviewed Sonia Khan, their CEO, recently on the podcast. Really blew my mind. They have hundreds of thousands of vendors. Like, if you want to talk about a path to mainstream adoption, this is one of the companies that you should be absolutely supporting. They're making it very easy for vendors and merchants all around the world to accept crypto payments. I mean, we want crypto to be treated as money, right? Hey, Charlie Sheen is here. Tiger Blood. Did you cover Bitcoin? Yes, I covered Bitcoin. Waves. Haven't looked at this. Okay. Waves weekly. Well, we caught all this if you're in the newsletter. But then there's a lot of this. And that's bad. But on the weekly chart, this is weekly demand, and price bounced perfectly out of it and made a nice little dragonfly here. That's that candle on the weekly. And now we have a green candle so far in the weekly, but we have 5 days and 5 hours left. So it's kind of irrelevant. I would say that this is really easy. If you're trading waves, you do this, right? Wait for it to break that, catch it on retest, and moon. Boom, shakalaka, when moon. I don't know. Someone keeps saying dollar index. I looked at the DXY earlier, but we can look at that. Because, guys, what the dollar does is what everything else is dependent upon. Dollar up, everything down. Dollar down, everything up. Right? So let's look. Guys, stop mentioning a bunch of coins in the comments. I don't care. I'll look at the dollar because, dollar bill, y'all. Whatever, man. All right. So first of all, let's look at the monthly. It looks like stir-fried shit on a butt plate. Right? 2010. Great recession. Dollar bottoming. Excitement. Fear. Goes up. Makes this huge channel for a solid decade. This is where I got bearish on the dollar. I have the tweets and newsletters to prove it. Everyone was screaming how bullish it was here. I said, nah, son. It's a retest of support as resistance. That happened, and then it dropped. So yeah, we're going to have these little moments here. But let's go into the daily, which I shared in the newsletter today. By the way, this is what everyone was saying bullish, and this is what I drew. Look what happened. What happened? It got away from me a little bit there, but went down. And now here we are back at this resistance, dollar getting its S pushed in, and it's dropping again. So don't get so excited. Nothing goes straight down. I still think that the dollar it's dying. It's dying. And they want it to die because when the dollar goes down, stonks go up, right? Stonks. There were a couple pieces of news I pulled up here because I'm a newscaster. I do news. Mark Cuban says cryptos trade is exactly like the internet stock bubble, but thinks Bitcoin can survive. I thought this was funny because he called it the cryptos. Mark Cuban and the cryptos playing live at the Dallas Maverick Center. Yeah. So, but he's right to a degree. There's way too many coins. And at some point, most of them are going to fail and probably go to roughly zero. And that's fine. But I still think that, there will be hundreds of projects that succeed and do well. I think it's really, really so funny that he called it the cryptos. The way that the cryptos trade. What was next? I don't even remember. Bitcoin options volume on Deribit already 25% of 2020 total. That is absurd. Absurd. It's been like 12 days. There's already been 25% of the total 2020 volume trading futures. Guys, people are trading the shit out of Bitcoin right now. And not only that, that means they're making crazy bets on future prices. Why are we probably seeing this? Because now you can go on Deribit and other platforms and bet on $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 Bitcoin. Speaking of betting on futures. I can't do it because I'm American. But I mentioned Hero before. They have an awesome product called Ticks and Wicks where you can just basically do a binary bet. Set a time or date. You can choose the price you think it'll be. They have the contracts there, and you say, yeah, it's going to hit it, or no, it's not. It's a great way to hedge and bet on future price. So if you are not an underprivileged American like myself, you can go on Hero and you can trade futures like this in a much more simplified manner. But I just think that it's incredible that we're seeing this much volume. It speaks volumes. See what I did there? This much volume speaks volumes about where our space is and how much interest there is, right? What was next? OCC's Brian Brooks thinks that DeFi can root out bias and fraud in traditional banking. Yes. Yes. Brooks is optimistic that regulators will find it easier to work with algorithms than with bankers, because bankers are the worst. And we all know that. But it is incredible to see Brian Brooks, the head of the OCC. So glad this dude has the job, understanding the power of DeFi and crypto, and that math is better than people. And I think that's a really, really powerful thing. So I'm going to go off of my screen share here. All right. I'm going to just look you guys in the face, talk to you, and pull up your comments and questions here, and have a little chat. See what you guys. So would you say the Bitcoin correction is over? I already addressed that. What exchange you use for most of your trades? I trade on Femex and Voyager primarily. I fucking love Voyager because I get 9.5% interest on USDC there, and I get roughly 6.5% interest on Bitcoin while I trade. So anything that's just sitting there is making money. Yeah, right. So let me see what else we got. Land of the no fun to be had. Yeah, that's true. Especially if you're in New York, United States, man, they really are trying to keep us from having a good time. They are the haters of fun and the fun of haters. That doesn't make any sense. Damn, Emmy, Scott needs you now. That's probably true. Somebody called Emmy hot up here. That was cool. Hope she's listening. Scott, when are you invested in Alliance Block? I bought a Alliance Block around 10 cents. Around 10 cents. A couple weeks ago. It's done really good. Nice, notorious, big LP in the back. Ready to die. Ready to die. What about the Voyager token? It's gone way up, which is amazing. Because speaking of Voyager, if you hold 10,000 of the Voyager token, then you get an extra 1% bump bonus on all of your interest. So that token's done like a 2 or 3x in the past week or something. So if you just bought it to hold and make your extra percent, you got extra money. Is that an Ableton push? Yes, it's an old Ableton push. See it over here. That is. What do you think of Zcash? I don't. Correction is not over. Look at the head and shoulders on the graph. I pulled that up. I talked about that earlier. There is no head and shoulders on the graph. There's only a head and shoulders if price goes below the neckline, right? So as of now, there's no head and shoulders. There's the idea of a potential head and shoulders. There's also the idea of a potential inverse head and shoulders. So who cares? ETH, question mark, Tether, question mark. Like, what does that mean? You guys need to work on your social skills. Just saying. RSR, question mark. Ha 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 ha. Bitcoin dropping to 28K today. Maybe. Thoughts on RSR? Oh, well, I see that you added thoughts on because RSR question mark didn't mean anything. I don't have any thoughts on RSR. I don't care about it. I don't care about most coins. And I'm looking it back up. VChain, FET, ALBT, VChain, ALBT. Guys, you need to express yourself in more than one word. When will you have Peter Schiff on your show? He's not coming on here. Not happening. Is Bitcoin going to drop today? I don't know. My magic 8 ball didn't tell me. Scott, I feel sad I didn't win the $100. Oh well, shit happens. Worried about Tether lawsuits. There's nothing in the world I'm less worried about than Tether lawsuits. Doesn't matter. Tether is now only what, 2% of the entire market cap? Not even about 2%. It's like 24 billion out of $1 trillion market cap. Thoughts on penis? He says pen 15, but he wrote penis. That's funny. I'm not worried about Tether at all. I think that they've done a very good job of showing that they're backed one for one. It doesn't matter to me, but yeah, you could just use USDC. Doesn't matter. Scott, would you buy Bitcoin now? I've addressed all of this. Holy God, you guys are typing so fast. What's up with Trump? He sucks and he's leaving. Is Crypto Whale a real person or a scam? Well, he's a whale with the name Crypto Whale. I don't know who he is, but I don't know why he asked me, but probably a real person behind a whale. What are your triggers for your exit plan if the sign of a depression gets stronger? I don't know. I bought some land. I will exit to that. Does Voyager have a desktop platform or only a phone? They have just added a desktop platform. Have you taken profits on Tesla? That's a sore subject, as probably everyone knows, maybe even you, because you just want to hear me say it. I sold Tesla mostly, besides like literally a couple shares, given I was in it in the $30. Rode it to 300, bought it again on the 180s, rode it up to like 5 to 7, sold most of it and sold almost the rest at 1,000. Then it split and it's like back there again. So yes, thank you for reinvigorating my old wounds. Wow. Trump is carrying the whole world on his shoulders. Trump is carrying 3 Big Macs on his shoulders and getting tired on his way up the stairs. Give me a break with that shit. You still produce music? Very rarely. You should play your tracks in the background from time to time. That would require me to be technologically savvy. I'm just doing this on Zoom. So let me see. Guys, your comments are just too fast. What do you think about the weekly BB? I haven't looked at that. And a Diet Coke. That's right. Trump is carrying the world on his shoulders. My God. Look at how fast your guys' comments are coming. Do you stake any of your platform? Yeah, I have some of my portfolio. Yes, I have some of my portfolio staked. I think staking is cool, except for when you stake something and get like 20% returns, and that something goes to zero and you now have 20% of zero. Head and shoulders on Bitcoin, 97 question marks and an exclamation point. No, there isn't yet. You're getting too big. You need to put slow chat on. I don't know how to do that. Have you ever met Kid Cudi? Yes, once. Do any exchanges insure your deposits in US dollars? Yes, but not in crypto. What was the first trade you ever made? The first stocks I ever bought were Disney and Caterpillar when I was a kid, because I thought that Mickey Mouse and tractors were cool. Screw Trump. Trump is a shit stain on American history. That's cool. Yeah. What else we got? Well, guys, the comments are just happening way too fast. I think I've said my piece for the day. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. with requests for my subscribers, which they submit them to me. Paid subscribers of the newsletter. Don't all you freebies start blasting me. And I take a look at their chart requests. I'll be doing that at 2 p.m. EST tomorrow. Hey, Philippe ramp DeFi Scott. If you type it a few more times, I might look at it. No, I'm not going to. Guys, been a pleasure. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been real. Peace out, yourself.